Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Bhaktavijaya90. As you may remember, Nama was spreading spiritual joy in Delhi. The Delhi king kills a cow which Namdev restores to life. The king who lived in the city heard of the affair. He was told that the Bhakta Nama was on his way to visit sacred bathing places and had arrived from Pandari. He is performing kirtans in the city, and these have absorbed the interests of the men and the women. When the king heard of this, his heart became full of anger. Just as when the moon arises, the thieves curse it in their hearts, or as at the sight of the thousand-eyed sun, the night wanderers, evil spirits, become enraged. Or as heretics curse in their minds after listening to the knowledge of the Vedas. So an intense hatred arose in the king's heart. But he said to himself, I must go and see for myself Nama's recitation of Hari's deeds. If I'm not convinced by it, I shall call it a heretical production. Thus thinking to himself, this evildoer came to the kirtan, as if an outcast should suddenly intrude into an assembly of Brahmins, or as if a dog should enter into a Brahmin's kitchen and touch the food, or as if that terrible disease, leprosy, should attack one in youth. So this evil-minded man came and suddenly sat down in the kirtan. Just then Nama was filled with a sense of love, as he was describing the attributes of Sri Hari. The sky reverberated with the sound of the cymbals, the drum, and the veena. To that was added the loud hand clapping. The enthusiasm was without limit. Now, what did the king do in the midst of this enthusiastic kirtan? He killed a cow. And he said to Nama, "What is it you are singing, you heretic? If you will raise this cow again to life, I shall regard your songs as true. If you do not bring the cow to life, I shall kill you with my own hands." When this evildoer said this, the men and the women became greatly concerned. Their minds were thrown into confusion, and the enthusiasm of love melted away. As when dainty food has been served on plates and suddenly poison should fall onto it. Or as when reading a book, a moth should put out the light. Or as if a poor person should find a mine of wealth, and then a ghost be created there. Or as when one is singing with a clear voice, and suddenly the throat should fill with phlegm. Or as when a field of grain should grow ripe and bear fruit 100,000-fold, locusts should attack it. Or as when performing an auspicious ceremony in one's home, it should at that moment be visited by death. Or as when the chakor bird is gazing at the moon, the monster Rahu should come in between. Or as when Agastya was drinking up the ocean, all the water animals were thrown into confusion. Such was the confusion felt that night by all the listeners. They sat silent in their places, for they could do nothing else before the king. The king said to Nama, "When are you going to raise this cow to life? Give me some evidence of your truth, and then go on praising Hari." The noble Vaishnava, having heard him, replied, "O king, it will certainly take me 4 days from today to do it." Having heard him say this, the king went back to his palace. Namdev brought Hari to his mind and earnestly asked him to come to his help. "Victory to thee, merciful to the lowly, purifier of the sinner, lover of his bhaktas, cloud of compassion, witnesser of the thoughts of the heart, mine of goodness, ornament of his bhaktas, Govinda." Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.